This is Christian with ABCV Poker. Today we're going to look at a final table I played about 2 weeks ago. It's a $55 buy-in. There's 505 players. It's over 5,000 for first. This is the final 9 players. For some context, you'll be hearing me talk about some tournaments that I'm playing off screen towards the beginning. Hopefully you get some value here. Consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and leaving a comment. Enjoy the video. This here. We have to call here. Not happy about it, but we're going for a bounty. King or queen? Come on, king or queen? King or queen? King or queen? Damn. There's still big bounties out there. Okay, let me turn off music. All right, so we're just going to keep an eye on the blinds. Yeah, we're gonna see if there's any ladders coming up for the mystery. We're gonna probably be running this hand 54, so I need to wait out 6 players. If this 1.3 goes all in, we're gonna be calling no matter what. Now, I think we might just try to run our equity here. Seems kind of strange. No, I don't think so actually. Maybe I would have gone with like a queen 10 suited every time. It's just these guys are, whatever. All right, 5 minutes. So what we're doing when the blinds are at 5. It might take about 5 minutes for me to get to the big blind. So we're gonna kind of tank on this hand, and we're gonna make sure that we pay the big blind before the blinds go up. But it's okay to tank just for a little bit. These guys might not be watching the clock, but it's in my best interest to make these blinds go up before I have to pay it, and then these guys that are a little bit shorter than I am will get punished on the next orbit versus me getting punished soon. No game plan here. I'm in the middle of the pack. I should be getting, I would say, at least like 7th on average with this distribution here. I have to play a little bit tighter than I would like to play, but it is what it is. So we don't have a framework that uses, we have switched frameworks. Okay, we are no longer using a chip EV model to make decisions. When I fold here, let's say just an average hand, like ace 4 suited. When I fold here, the likelihood that 2 people collide, small end wakes up with deuces and this guy calls him with like 7s, and they call and he gets eliminated, that happens at a pretty high frequency. Or any of these people colliding, aces versus kings, ace king versus ace queen. So when we fold, we actually make money. Usually when you fold, the EV is worth 0 at the beginning of tournaments. But here, I fold, and there's possibility of this chip leader having the top of his range and this guy having near the top of his range, and these guys get eliminated, and he shouldn't be getting eliminated very frequently in front of 3 12 big blind stacks. So he should generally be getting at least 7th minimum when he's got 3 people covered. I think that's the way we're supposed to think about these games. It's not really about the values of our hands right now. It's more about the average prize I should be getting given the situation that I'm in, given that the chip leader is my direct left, things like that. So blinds won't be going up on me. We timed this out perfectly, so I'm wondering if I need to even, I'm going to go for this because he's all in, so we'll just go for this because there's a possibility of making 1K and I've got 2 big blinds. So the chances of me winning 1,000 in this tournament, I need to come second. But if I beat this guy and his bounty is a mystery for 1K or 300, I locked up, near 7th place money here. We're going to be folding, I think, versus the chip leader here. See, this is fine. The times I occasionally flop a 7, All right, nothing fancy here. We're just gonna check. Not really putting any money in this pot. I don't know if we're gonna bluff. I think these chips are way too valuable. I think at minimum I need this two to be a heart. It's not mandatory that the 2 is a heart because we're in position, so we can just like be a little bit more polar. But yeah, we'll just give it to him here. Here, there's just no reason to just put the stack in. If anyone like bets anything, like here, I actually cannot win the hand, so I can just fold. Sounds dumb, right? But I can never beat this guy. Like, I just never win with, I've never beat him in that spot. Alright, blinds will be going up next hand. We'll be all in with this king 7. See if we can get a ladder or anything. So 55, yeah, so this is perfect. So here we're gonna run out the clock. So we get another $4. Yeah, I know, not a big deal, but if you do this 100,000 times in your career, and you're in the year, not 100,000 in a year, but you get what I'm saying, 100,000 times at an additional $4 money jump, you gotta do this. So this is mandatory. You're leaving money on the ground if you don't wait for these $4. So we're just gonna run out this whole 53-second clock. Okay, we're just running out the whole thing. Unless it shows that we hit the money. So it says 54 out of 54 here, so it's safe to call now. We can just call because it says 54, right? We have made the money jump. This is fine. We want a really large sizing so people don't go after my bounty so wide. But people should be playing for this bounty pretty hard when you're this far away from first and second, because the possibility of winning second prize money would just randomly getting lucky. Once again, we're going to make sure that we don't have to pay the blinds. Okay, so 7 minutes to pay the big blind. So I'm going to play my button really fast because I don't want to risk potentially have the blinds go up on me. Blinds just went up. We're going to be jamming here. We'll just call this. If it folds to me, whatever. It's 13 big blinds. Like, this person shouldn't like easily be able to call. It's really not a great spot, is it? I think we're still gonna pass for these 13 big blinds. That was a hard fold right there. That was tough. So we will save that. And above average flop for me. Tens, ace 4. Yippee. Okay, so we'll wrap that up. Wrap that up. My goal is to get to around 6 million in chips. Nines, I would have been out of this tournament. He probably would have raised called. I think 13 big blinds. He probably raised calls. Probably near the bottom of his range. I don't think. I think with that stack size. All right, 6 minutes, and notice how I'm using this instant fold button because we're still 6 hands away. These people could tank. They can go post flop and tank check. So, ace king. We would really like it if that king holds. Okay, and it holds. So we just gained $150. So $150 simply by just sticking around, right? It's not about winning the tournament all the time. Sometimes it's sticking around and making sure you lock up like a couple ladders because you came in above average. You're sitting in the middle of the pack. You shouldn't be getting 9th place very often or 8th place very often. So 5 minutes to get to 1, 2, 3, 4 hands. So we can kind of tank here. It's getting short-handed, so we're going to be going through the blinds a little bit quicker, but we're just going to use up the 15 seconds they give us, and then we'll fold. You know, these two guys, we have them out chipped by, it doesn't seem like a lot, but we've gone by 5 big blinds, which is, you know, it's a lot. It's nearly like 1 million in chips, and we started with 50,000. So it's just a fun calculation. 50,000 chips. We cover them by 1 million, so it would be 1 million actually. 1 million divided by 50,000 in chips. 20 big blinds. I'm sorry, 20 starting stacks. So if you do 20 starting stacks times 50, which is the buy-in, removing the rake, times 50, you can see that this discrepancy between my stack and his stack is worth $1,000 of equity. So it's a big deal. It's $1,000 of equity, my stack to his, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, like 6 to 12. Okay, yeah, it is double a stack, but we're both short. But he's $1,000 shorter than I am. Maybe is another way of framing it. These guys really need to get eliminated before me. I have to pick up close to the top of my range. I'm not passing on any spots that are just like obvious goes, but yeah, I think we're gonna pass on sevens. Blinds are still large enough. I think like we want these people to have like ace-7 offsuit and just fold to my jams, but I don't think this is good enough here. So we'll fold this one. It's really tough and close. When I fold here, this guy jams pocket fives. Occasionally, this guy wakes up with like nines and just snaps them off, right? And we get nearly a $200 money jump. So is that are those sevens worth like even $150? I'm not sure, but the next I should be moving up the next page up at a high frequency, which is worth $200, and is jamming worth. It doesn't have to be worth 200. It just needs to be worth something kind of close to justify. I'm gonna win the pot pretty frequently when I just jam 12 big blinds. It's gonna fold around, so you have to think about the EV in that manner as well. Close though. I really prefer just like open jamming. Damn, I think I played the last hand maybe a little bit too fast with these 2 minutes left. We want him to fold. That would be ideal. And then we will tank, and then the blinds will go up. And these guys that have 6 right now are gonna have like less than 5 after I wait 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna tank after this chip leader jams on us. He should be just jamming at a high frequency and min raising like the top of his range, and then really polar like king 2 offsuit, king 3 offsuit, queen 2 suited. Maybe queen 2 suited should be jammed, but yeah. So like we know that when he does this, he doesn't have aces, he doesn't have kings, he doesn't have queens, doesn't have jacks, doesn't have tens, doesn't have nines. No ace king, no ace queen. This could easily just be queen 2 suited, king 2 suited, 7-8 of diamonds, as he should be jamming those hands. Okay, we'll just fold now. All right, blinds are going up in 1 minute. Ugh. Sight for sore eyes. I would like to see aces. Okay, so this guy placed his we're just going to go to 5. This is basically telling him he's all in, but this allows for him to make a potential mistake. All right, good luck me. I mean, he's never folding that hand anyways, but we're looking for a mistake from ace king, ace queen. So the results didn't really matter on that one. I think jamming is somewhat reasonable here. We're usually not going to get looked up by this guy. This guy needs to survive. There's 3 guys that he outchips 4-1. So jamming here, he has to fold like ace 10 offsuit, ace jack offsuit, folding like 7s and 8s. So it quickly becomes a green light. All right, I'm actually going to try to start playing a little bit faster. Jacks versus Ace King. We're rooting for these Ace Kings here. All right. Hold. All right, so that is $200. Next pay jump is $400. So we're talking 8 buy-ins now. Starting to become meaningful. As we get short-handed, we can play more orbits, and the blinds come around a little bit quicker. So we certainly want to open up our range, but the presence of these 2-3 big blind stacks that really are nothing to lose, they're no longer like, I mean, they're desperate, but there's no pressure on them. They're not going to make some hero folds. They're not folding pocket fours. You know, if they got fours, they're just going to run it against you. So there's no reason to be bluffing them. So we're going to try to time these 6 minutes so that I go through the big blind. So if I just fold here, we should be able to get to the big blind. As long as we don't lose too many people, then we're going to have to play faster so we can get through the big blind twice. But let's just make this bigger. See if we'll need it. Okay, this is a good jam here, right? This guy has to outlast 1, 2, 3. Wow, he raised called ace jack. That's terrible. Terrible ICM punt. Terrible ICM call. Ace jack suited, long car, FT covering 4 players. Hijack first button. So somebody that doesn't subscribe to an ICM model can be exploited, but you don't want to bluff them. They're not folding. So, okay, so we have moved up to 1,093. So we would like this guy to get eliminated. That would be cool. We want both of these guys to get eliminated. That'd be fun. Seven. Let's hold. Let's hold. 72% is a big number. Let's go. This is good. We're up to 1,500. All right, we need to get this guy eliminated. We'll be calling his all in. Worth 500. Good fold, good fold. I wouldn't want to have to call in that spot. It would be tough. I'm beating his range. He's not jamming like the top like aces or kings. So we're going to walk this guy for 4. Queen 5 off is generally ahead of this range, but you know, he's just going to gamble with me, I think, too frequently. So notice that 4 minutes, the blind's going to come around like much quicker because we're playing 5-handed. I think I was commenting when we were like 6-handed, 7-handed that I thought we were going to play 1 orbit. I'm ending up playing multiple orbits, 2 orbits at least. If he opens, I think we're just going to play flat in case this guy wants to jam. If this guy is really good, he'll jam like ace-2 offsuit here. Okay, we kind of want to respectfully check this down. Unless this guy's at the top of his range, I think we're going to want to do that. It's in everybody's best interest. Right here, it's like $500 if we just eliminate the guy. 10 buy-ins. So this is fine. This is a fine result. Okay, I got 2 other outs. Good scenario for me. What we didn't want to do is run into his aces, so I'm glad we flatted. So there's 4 players left. That's 2K. Next one's $800. Kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. We'll be opening. 2K. I really got not much to lose, right? Okay, he finds a 3-bet. That's fine. I think this is too big. You're already committing to these guys, so you probably just need to go to like 6.5. I think when we're at this big of a disadvantage, I'll subscribe to the deal thing. Fold. 2K is So anything more than 2K, like it's gonna be pretty good. To not get fourth place money. I think with this stack, yeah, we kind of want to cross the finish line here. I think we're gonna jam against this guy for 14 with ace four off. Yeah. It's an ace high. He should be opening like any two cards right there. Not any two, but like king two offsuit. Probably don't want to have like a 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, where is he calling off pocket pairs when I have 14 big blinds? He's probably going to call me with like sevens. Sixes probably. So I don't really want to have a 5, 4, 3, or 2 in my hand, but I did have an ace, so we just went with it. If we ever get him to fold a hand like king 10 offsuit, it's a pretty big accomplishment. That hand's got 40% equity if we go to the flop, and I'd be playing from out of position. So, yep, just try to lock it down. The blinds are going to go up next hand, so that's pretty good. One more page up would be really nice. I'm not really using the random number generator other than just calling, pretty much. Open off of 13 and then c-bet small on the 7 and 8 board. Like if the guy had pocket 9s, pocket 10s, I think he bet bigger. It's not really you don't really have any 7s or 8s in your hand. I mean, maybe like, I think ace 8's a jam, ace 7, now he's jamming. All right. Him and I are both tied for last. I think a problem is like mistaking I want a deal for weakness. Not really. Like we're not going to stop rejamming. We're not going to stop opening. It's just high variance at this point because like our only move is pretty much you have one raise fold in you, maybe two raise folds in you, then you have to just open jam or rejam. So we're not really playing much post flop anymore. So like there's just not as much edge. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm not really under much pressure. The risk premium has deflated. It is. It's less pressure. I mean, we've locked up 2,000. We're playing for $800 for this next money jump, so obviously that'd be really nice. But we have to take a risk. We're both in last. I should be getting third, half the time, fourth half the time. Generally, when with these distributions, playing a lot of just folding or jamming. I don't think we're gonna do too much calling unless we're like trapping potentially. He would probably overbluff flops and overbluff turns if I decided to call, and I had this guy out chipped. His min raise is more dangerous than the. Actually, it's not more dangerous. The jam is weaker than the min raise. Dr. Jekyll, just give me a walk. I got 4 high. You've got 5-3 of diamonds, so just fold. You got 5-3 of diamonds, so just fold. All right. Oh, man. I think I've won this tournament twice. I came first, second in this tournament back-to-back weeks. So yeah, I like this tournament. I don't play it all the time, but I definitely like this tournament. It's I'm biased. I've been profitable in it, so I guess I could watch the streaming final table. We'll place this right here. Okay, he's opening small blind. Fine. Alex, Ben's open, and then just jamming from big blind versus chip leader. This guy's probably decent. See him do some Crazy shit. God, it'd be nice if this guy had like the top of his range, like jacks or something. All right, let's close that out. Doesn't seem to be working. Playing well. Doesn't want the deal. I don't blame him. We can't blame them. Maybe he's in a position where he's backed and there's no reason to be chopping when you could be in makeup. You don't need the money. Too rich. You know, that's a possibility. Come on, Dr. Jekyll, wake up with a worse hand that has to call, like jacks and tens and nines, and this guy's going to have ace king to get there. It's an $800 bill. But remember, I'm fourth in chips. We will be taking a risk. Not the greatest hand. I think we will be running it here. Yeah. He doesn't just easily get to call like nines, 9 big blinds very easily. Well, we're never going to know what flop we like, so I think he's wide enough in that spot that we have to generally jam. But GG.